I am currently at Epcot. I just parked and the park just opened, and I am here today to eat and drink my way around the world and see how much I can physically handle during Food and Wine. Food and Wine ends next month and I haven't really done it that well yet, so I'm here to see what I can handle, try and eat everything possible, and just have the best fat day ever. Made it in. I've arrived at the turning point of Epcot, and I think we're gonna go left, so that makes the first stop the Caribbean booth. There are a lot of things that look good here. I like the idea of that lollipop, but I don't really like mango salsa or mango yogurt or mango anything. So I think I'm gonna go for the empanada and a mojito. A verdict on stop one. The empanada is so good. It's so crispy and delicious on the outside, and then also amazing on the inside. And it's much bigger than I thought it would be. And the mojito is like the perfect level of sour. I love it. It's a little expensive for such a small portion, but still really good. So the next country I'm actually going to eat at is going to be Thailand, and I think the red hot spicy Thai curry beef sounds really good. It's not something I would normally eat. I'm not really a big beef or curry fan, but I'm going to try it. I'm excited. That was actually so good, and this is coming from a person that does not normally like beef or curry. But it was like the perfect level of spiciness that a lot of people could still enjoy it, but like you could definitely taste that it was spicy, and it was so good. I would eat that again. I think here the shrimp quesadilla might be for me, and I'm also interested in the ay caramba margarita. I'm sad to say it, but I'm a little disappointed in the offerings at Mexico. The quesadilla just was very dry and plain tasting. I don't know, it just felt like shrimp on dry bread. And the margarita is not very like spicy. It's just a very bland, boring margarita. I could have gotten much better ones for like the same or better price. And they would have been larger inside the Cava del Tequila. So Mexico, not great. The next stop is China. Honestly, not much here excites me, but I might try the black pepper shrimp and the Kung Fu punch. Feelings on China. First, the drink was so strong, but that's probably because I watched her make it right in front of me and all of the liquor was on the top, so that's what I tasted first, and it was so strong. Second, noodles, delicious. Shrimp, so good. That food, 10 out of 10. There's literally nothing on this menu that really excites me that much, but I've heard a lot about naan bread and it being good, so I think I'm gonna try the korma chicken. I have mixed feelings about the Indian food, and also I am so sweaty right now. There are just so many different things happening in this menu item. Every bite is different. Some are more curry, some are more chicken, some are more vegetables, some are more bread. And some of the bites are very good, and some of them I'm like, ooh, I don't really like this. So this is a very average food item, I think, since I like it half the time, but still good. Moving along. According to my passport, the refreshment outpost right here is considered a stop during the Food and Wine Festival. I guess they offer a spicy hot dog and the mountain whiskey and frozen Coke. So since I'm trying to do it all, I guess I'm gonna stop over there and I'm gonna opt for just the whiskey and frozen Coke because I'm a little full right now and I have a lot to go. So apparently they were out of frozen Coke, so I literally just got a Coke and whiskey as a Food and Wine offering. And I'm a bit upset about it because I could get this at any bar, anywhere, on a normal day, and I paid $12 for it, but I'm just trying to complete the passport, so moving along. The next stop is Africa. I had good luck with the beef earlier, so I think I might just try the beef again. And I really like jalapenos, so I think the beef is going to be the choice. That was the new best thing I've had so far today. That was so good, and it came with what tasted like grits I know they weren't grits, but they tasted like grits, but like very good grits, and I think that's the new top runner for best food I've had so far. There's a stop here that I think might be new that's just beer in Germany, and I think I'm gonna get the flight. The beer flight is delicious, but like it's a beer flight in Germany, so really what do you expect? And now the next stop is real Germany with food and honestly probably more beer because Germans just do it better, you know? The Germany food and wine menu doesn't really change that much from year to year, and I always get the bratwurst and it's always amazing. I've also heard great things about the apple strudel, but I'm just gonna get a bratwurst and a pilsner. The bratwurst in Germany during food and wine is always a good choice. It's always so good. It's here every year. I love it. You can never go wrong with that. And you also can't really ever go wrong with a basic pilsner in Germany. So that was a very successful stop, and we're on to the next one. I don't really like scallops or mussels, and I really don't want charcuterie, however you say that. I know I said it so wrong. So I think the Spanish style paella is gonna be the option to go for in Spain here. That paella was so much better than I thought it would be. I am so happy that was my decision. The perfect level of hot and like spicy. It was just, that was so good. I'm so stoked on that. And I'm still a really gross, sweaty mess, so please excuse that. But moving on, next stop is Italy, then we get into America. I'm also gonna save Italy for when my friend comes by here later, but I think when I do come back here, I'm gonna get the mezzi rigatoni. I went to Italy and had the mezza rigatoni, and it was delicious as expected because like it's Italian pasta, like you can't mess that up. Similar to the refreshment port, there are 2 stops in America that are purely beer, so it looks like I'm going to get me some beer. Obviously here I'm going to have to get a lobster roll, and then I also kind of want the Heavy Seas American and APA purely because it's from Baltimore and I'm from Baltimore, so it might be gross, but I'm getting it anyways. I kind of lucked out, and one of the 2 beer only spots in America was out of the food and wine special beer. So I'm gonna miss that stamp on my passport, but I still hit up the 2 other American spots. My lobster roll, very good. It always is, but you know, normally it's like my favorite thing here. This year I'm still leaning towards the African food. The Baltimore beer, not my favorite beer, but I got a blood orange cider at Block and Hans, the one of the 2 beer only options that wasn't out of the beer, and that one, very good. So I've successfully made it through the big old America section and moving on to Japan. So here, I've always during food and wine wanted to try the spicy roll, but I never really try it because I'm scared of the sauce. So I think I'm just gonna get a spicy roll, and I'm gonna ask them if they can put the volcano sauce like on the side. The spicy roll was pretty good. Honestly, it was a little dry, but that's probably why people get the volcano sauce on it, and I'm just weird and I hate sauces and condiments. So I would give it like a 6 or a 7 out of 10. It wasn't bad. I would probably still get it again if I had the option, but it probably would have been better with sauce. So maybe next time I'll be bolder and I'll try the sauce with it. Honestly, none of the food here really excites me, and I'm so full right now. So I think I'm just gonna stick true to my brand, and I'm gonna opt for a Mimosa Royale. This mimosa is like 97% champagne with the tiniest splash of orange juice and orange liqueur on top, which honestly is like the ratio I look for in my mimosas. So I'm stoked on this Morocco success. The next stop is Belgium, which again is going to be saved until my friend gets here because these waffles are to die for. Went to Belgium, my ears are lighting up now, and had the chocolate waffle with whipped cream on top, and as expected, it was absolutely phenomenal, as always. Solid choice, delicious. Here, I am so excited to try the Peo de Queijo. I've heard it is like one of the best foods here at Food and Wine, and also I'm gonna try a frozen caipirinha. The people did not lie to me. That cheese bread was probably one of the top 3 things I've eaten today. It was so good. Like, I want another order, but my stomach cannot handle that. Also, the drink was kind of like a margarita-y, but I feel like sweeter, so I wasn't that big of a fan. It was good if you like sweet frozen beverages, but not my style. Here, I am definitely going to try the La Passion Martini Slush. If you've ever been to Epcot during the normal time of the year, France has like the best alcoholic beverages. So this has to be delicious, and I'm stoked for it. As expected, the French slushie was like a 10 out of 10 because, you know, when you're mixing Grey Goose, cranberry, and a passion fruit, like really, where can you go wrong there? I don't think you can, but just made it through France. I think I'm in like the home stretch now. I have the last few countries and then all of the little extra booths on the pathway back to Future World, so doing good. Hopefully I make it. We'll see. Nothing here super excites me. I think my best option is just going to be to go for the warm chocolate pudding. Irish chocolate pudding is basically a chocolate lava cake, and it was so good. So don't know if anyone could hate on that, but I really enjoyed that. I would definitely come back and eat that again because it was just a delicious chocolatey dessert. And now on to Canada. Definitely gonna go for such a food and wine staple in the Canadian cheddar cheese and bacon soup with a pretzel roll. The Canadian cheddar and bacon soup is just something that I get every year, and I love it. It's always good. You can never go wrong with it. It's definitely not like a favorite, but it's definitely not the worst by any means. Always a solid option. I think I'm going to try the lamb meatball here, just because, you know, it's different. It sounds interesting. I don't know what lamb meatballs taste like, so I'll try it out. The lamb meatball was, you know, not my favorite thing. It was a bit chewy and soft, but I guess that's kind of the point of eating lamb. Apparently that's just normal for lamb, I'm being told, but I was not a fan. I've never eaten lamb before, and I don't think I will be eating it again. Here we have the refreshment court, another place that offers special drinks for food and wine, but nothing really out of the ordinary. I got a dragonberry drink just to kind of like check it off the list. It's good, but again, it's a drink you get at a bar anywhere, but just trying to get my stamp. This is a new interesting booth, and I think for here, I'm just gonna go for a simple banana almond soft serve sundae. The almond sundae was honestly like the most perfect thing I could have possibly had right now. It was so good, and it was nice and refreshing and fruity and delicious, and definitely helping me carry on through the rest of these countries. I think I'm just gonna go for the grilled sweet and spicy bushberry shrimp because, you know, this is Australia. The Australian food I would label as alright. It was a little veggie heavy, I think, but the shrimp were really good, and then it was just a lot of filler, I feel like. So, not the best, not the worst. It was very average. I don't think I can eat anything else at the moment, so we're just gonna get a Mai Tai from Hawaii. It pains me to say this, but that Mai Tai was just not very good and not very worth it. It was so small and so expensive, and I've had so many better drinks today. Wouldn't recommend the Mai Tai from Hawaii. I think I'm gonna be bold here, and I'm just gonna try the butternut squash ravioli. It's nothing I would normally ever like, but I'm gonna try it. I did not really like it. It was weird. I really liked the pumpkin seeds on top, and I liked the Parmesan cheese, obviously, but the butternut squash ravioli just gave me a weird feeling, so wasn't really about it. I'm gonna try out the braised beef stroganoff here. This is the cheese studio, and I guess it's not really that cheesy compared to some of the other options, but that's all that sounds good to me right now. So I realized that it said tiny egg noodles, but that stroganoff literally had the tiniest little noodles I've ever seen in my life. But besides for that, it was very good. I liked it a lot. Still not, you know, knocking off that African beef tenderloin tips, but it's pretty good. None of these drink options are exciting to me, so I think I'm just gonna go for a liquid nitro chocolate almond truffle. The truffle I just had there was probably the best dessert item I've had today. I was not expecting it because it said it had almonds, and I don't normally like almonds, but That was delicious. I really love crab cakes, but like I don't trust them here since I'm from Maryland, and I don't trust the crab cakes outside of Maryland. So I'm gonna try the baked shrimp scampi dip. Dip was so good, and I realized I've eaten so much shrimp today, but it's all been like so good outside of Mexico, but highly recommend that dip. It is starting to rain now, so I'm going to go inside the festival center and get the lighter beer flight at the craft beer stop and try out 2 of the mimosas, the blood orange and the tropical at the mimosa bar. Those mimosas were delicious. I am so happy that I decided to just double up and stick in here during the rain instead of going outside and being wet. And I'm glad that I picked those 2 because they were both great. The beer flight was also good, much better than being out in the rain, so I'm happy I decided to opt for that instead of getting soaking wet. It was a much better waste of my time. I went to the Light Lab and got the RGB flight. It was decent. It was all very brightly colored beers, and I could see that it was like exciting, but none of them really tasted that great, so there's that. But moving on to the next stop. So I really cannot eat any more red meat today, and I really just don't want any more meat period right now. So I think I'm just gonna end up getting the swine brine. I originally wanted to get the swine brine drink, but they told me there was mustard in it, and that is absolutely disgusting. So I ended up getting the red wine and the beer here, and both are honestly terrible in my opinion. So this is my new least favorite spot around the loop. So the last stamp in the book is to just get a drink at Joffrey's, and there are 4 different options all throughout the park, but the one I think I'm going for is the Canada Riviera Sunrise. At this point I'm honestly so full. I think I'm just gonna get the basic sprinkled donut and call it a day, because I don't even know if I can eat a whole sprinkled donut right now. I do not need gelato or anything else fancy on it. The donut here is actually really good. It's like super sweet and sugary, and I feel like I would like this if I was eating it for breakfast, but I am so full right now. Next is Greece, and literally everything here looks good, so I think I'm gonna get the taste of Greece so I can get little samples of multiple different things, and then I'm probably just gonna get one of the wines as well to go with it. I got the whole taste of Greece, and honestly that food was incredible. I liked all 3 options they had there, and I'm stoked on it. I also got a wine there that wasn't that great, but the taste of Greece was delicious. Here I think I'm just gonna get the Impossible Burger. I'm not really interested in any of the kombuchas, and I've always seen these burgers advertised, and I've wondered what they taste like. The vegan burger was actually surprisingly good. I would actually buy that in a grocery store and cook it and eat it. So that's exciting that I learned that there are vegan choices out in the world that I like. But that was a good stop, and I have 1 more left until I complete the day. And here on the final stop of the day, I've made it all the way through Food and Wine. I'm going to get the loaded mac and cheese. The loaded mac and cheese was really good, but like, mac and cheese is always good. It definitely wasn't like the best mac and cheese I've ever had, but it was pretty good. I'm happy with my choice, and I am so happy to be done with today because I feel like a balloon right now and I am ready to explode. I did it. I made it around the world. All of my stickers are taken except for this one at the place. Did not have the drink that I needed, but I accomplished it. I'm a winner. I have survived the day. I somehow managed to make it all the way through Food and Wine, either eating something or drinking something at every stop. I am so full I could explode. I don't know how I'm gonna eat for the next like 2 days, but I did it. Final favorite food on the day is honestly the beef tenderloin tips I had in Africa. And I think my least favorite was that Fire Eats place. Overall, I had a great day, and I hope you enjoyed watching me eat and drink all of the food. And if you're gonna make it to Food and Wine in the next 2 weeks, or if you've already made it to Food and Wine prior to this video, comment down below and let me know what your favorite and least favorite food was, because I had a lot and I definitely have opinions. But thank you for watching, and I'll be back.